Some moments don't make the headlines. Some snapshots don't land the front page. Some stories don't ever go viral. Some messages never get heard. But in spite of the sensational and unbelievable and unprecedented that crowd out the everyday, there are some things that are just story-worthy.
Far, far behind the scenes at Grace, there's a group that lives for the speed, the thrill, the rush of the game. Their dreams are of the attack, the counter, forehand, backhand, footwork, staying within the lines while playing well outside of them. No normal small group study here. This is competition. This is sport. This is pickleball. There are some church programs that serve as the flagships of care and connection. Small groups, Sunday services, community outreach programs. Others do their work behind the scenes. They don't get announcements or seasonal promotions. Some of them fly so far under the radar that they don't even get credit for being ministry. But groups like the second kind often create a kind of deep relationship and support that Sunday school classes or discussion series groups often miss out on. Meet Matt Hansen and Ginny Anderson, two of the members of the pickleball group at Grace.
At Grace, in the back lot where the basketballs are, there was a court, a pickleball court. So there we were playing in the back of Grace Church. There were 4 of us, I believe, at the time. Then we just started gathering people. We started playing at Tyrone Rec Center inside. And that's how it began, and then they just started coming.
First time we ever played pickleball was in the Tyrone Rec Center. The recreation manager was just sort of trialing it out and showing people pickleball, and we tried it, and we just fell in love with the game.
And this group, we have grown from, I think, around 4 people to now, I was told, 48 ladies that are in this group. But not all Grace ladies. We've just welcomed, just like with the men's group, we welcome anybody we see, you come and play, and now we've gotten to be friends, we have luncheons together, and we just care about each other.
This vibrant, active group that started back behind the student building at Grace and has expanded over the years to include many outside the Grace family is one of the unsung heroes of community life at Grace Church. As I was setting up these interviews and the opportunity to come capture some of the footage of the actual games, I was surprised by the sheer number of options. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, honestly, it feels like there was never a day when someone wasn't playing pickleball. They're always together.
I think I've got to do things with Ginny and for Ginny, whether it's, installing garage doors or fixing houses or DIY stuff for her, and that I probably wouldn't have done had I not played pickleball with Ginny for all these years. And so the idea that you just stop the relationship when you go home is not even part of pickleball. It just continues on, and so you want to help the people you play with.
I can't tell you how many people I have met because of playing pickleball, because I play at all different locales, and feel very honored that I can play, and that gets me to meet so many people.
And it's not a closed group either. To hear them tell it, the group is constantly growing, new players being pulled in every time they play.
One of the gals recently told me, she said, this group of ladies, I don't have friends, but this group of ladies, I want to keep playing pickleball because they're my friends, which was really blessed my heart.
Community is this large thing, and that unless you give it an opportunity to expand, it'll just be really tight around you. But once you let it expand, then there's all these things that start happening like in your life because you meet people that you wouldn't otherwise meet.
It's important because it's a way of getting to know people. And that's why I like pickleball.
Everybody in this community is so much involved with community, and they'll make sure you don't just come one time and not have a good time.
It's a community where the focus has been on pickleball, but then it's all this addition. It's so easy to communicate with new people. because your focus isn't on them, but it's on pickleball. But then it just opens up.
The game is social, so I think it breeds the socialness of you and brings it out. And so then you're just willing to talk to people.
At the park where they play, there are probably 6 or 7 courts, with the church group occupying about 3 of them. But sometimes the divisions were hard to tell because the Grace group kept mixing in with other groups playing at the same time, inviting single players to join while another group rested. It seemed like they were always on alert for anyone who even looked like they might want to play. Casually and nonchalantly, but intentionally. And these newcomers were welcomed in freely and warmly. I experienced it myself. The insistence that I put my camera down and come play was both intimidating and welcoming. And let me tell you, they were no joke. Now, I have a competitive side, and it will argue that I had never played before and I was wearing the wrong shoes, but I'm telling you, everyone on that court, from Matt and some of the younger guys all the way through the wide age range represented that evening, was a challenge.
When we first started playing pickleball, I used to beat Matt all the time. You know, I felt kind of sorry for him actually. But now he's gotten so good that I'm like,
I love that. Everyone seems to want to help you get better and want to play with you and play at your level so you can progress.
All joking aside, the experience was kind of sobering. This is a group that is doing the deeply relational thing that we talk about at Grace a lot very well. And the outreach thing, too. It was almost too easy for these teams to interact with people they'd never met before. It really made me reevaluate the excuses I use for staying in my office or behind my picket fence. Time, convenience, and preference began to seem pretty inconsequential when I saw the frequency, fun, and flexibility of the pickleball family. Why am I not looking for ways to dig into the rich soil of my community circles and plant seeds of friendship and goodness when it could be so simple? Find something you love and enjoy, do it with other people, and truly be there for those people.
I think the great thing about pickleball is that you collect people along the way who then become so dear and near to you that you couldn't imagine your life without them. And I think
it's true. It's so true.
I play pickleball with people who I, would never have met otherwise. But now they're some of my best friends, and it's just a wonderful environment that is inviting.
Through literally months, years, you get to know the person, and then it's just so easy, and then you share about maybe what's going on in your life.
You talk about things that are going on in your life, and you know things about people, and you want to see how they're doing.
Then they start sharing. It's like it's an easy openness.
I'm very thankful to have people in that group who, want to know about your life, and they want to know who you are outside of a game. Whether it's, OMers, or it's Grace, or it's just people we meet or whatever, all seem to share that attitude of, they want to meet you and know who you are, not just play pickleball with you.
Not anything that you work at, it just happens.
It's easy to convince yourself that nothing meaningful is going to come from talking to the people at the gym or the coffee shops that I frequent. But while watching the pickleball players instantly connecting and bringing joy to those around them, that evaluation seemed to hold less and less water. It's rare to find groups that really make a point of being in one another's lives outside of the designated meeting time each week. I've seen it, I've been a part of it before, but it's rare. A mentor once told me that he believes that discipleship happens more effectively outside the walls of the church than within them. Watching and engaging with the pickleball group, hearing Matt and Jenny's stories, it's easy to see his point.
One of the guys in our, Monday night group, Ross, is like one of the best question askers I think I know. And he'll just engage with a stranger, and it's all of a sudden turns into a conversation because he's asking questions. One of the reasons our group grows is because Ross will walk up to anybody and just start, not just, hi, how are you, but it's, hi, how are you, and who are you? like in a sort of a deep level really quickly. And so watching that, seeing that, mimicking that is a real big, I think, skill to take. And so you all have this common ground you're sitting on, which is playing pickleball, and then you can always ask questions and talk to people and find out how they're doing, who they are.
I mean, if something happens to me, which did a while ago, Matt comes over. How can I help you?
My friend spectrum has really grown in age, which I think is amazing.
Again, it's like you get to know people. So like if I'm playing with teenagers, I get to know them. Otherwise, I don't have that much in common. I feel like, you know, just like at church, if you go, hi, how are you? You know, just get it.
And then, you know, one day you're like, oh yeah, I can't imagine not having those people in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's community.
It's a community that's different than other communities I've been in, I must admit.
It's easy to get so distracted by making sure to provide the right answers and serve with the right attitude that we completely miss seeing the real people beside us and being seen ourselves. But with a sport or a hobby or a craft, an activity that doesn't carry any devotional overtones, those walls can come crashing down. When I listen to the stories of relationship and deep impact that come out of this group of people who meet a couple of times a week to play a game, it seems like maybe the path could be simpler. Because in many ways, the beginning of discipleship is relationship. Real relationships born out of real moments where we are really ourselves.
We've learned to trust each other with all the different things that have happened, struggles in our lives, and we're for each other.
The people I play pickleball with will always help you, no matter what. It allows you to have a support system that will show up and play pickleball with you for fun, but when you need them, they'll always be there.
Recently we had one of our gals, her son died. You know, there was a memorial service, there were 2 rows of us. I mean, it's not like just one person, but others in the group will say, we need to do this, we need to go and support this person. One group went and bought flowers and the dirt, and then another person put it together, another person brought it. It's just a wonderful community.
It's the vehicle that gives us the idea that we are connected to people.
When it comes to spiritual impact, perhaps providing some time for people to be seen, valued, enjoyed, and encouraged on their own, and without agenda, might be a match for study environments and lists of deep conversation questions. Not that either needs to supplant the other, but perhaps if we saw our game times and parties and unstructured conversation moments as being just as spiritually formative as our Bible studies, then we wouldn't find ourselves saying, I just don't have time for discipleship and evangelism. Those things are just part of our relationships.
We do life together, you know, the fun times and also the struggles. We're there. And they're for us, but we're all for each other.
What if every moment was holy? Regardless of the agenda or amount of potential to deepen our theological understanding, every second was treated as if whatever we were engaging in during that second was of eternal import. What if we assumed that the word means what it says, that whatever we do should be done for and in light of God's glory? What if spending time and attention, our most precious resources, on God's children is not a waste of time or somehow a subpar version of discipleship, but instead a robust and thorough part of our worship and pursuit of God and His people? What if discipleship could happen just as well on a pickleball court as it does in a Sunday school classroom? Because, as we're so fond of quoting around grace, God's not interested in your spiritual life. He's interested in your life.
It's a microcosm of the kingdom of God. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a little part of the kingdom that can go with you where you are. You can meet people. People want to be involved with you.
Yes.
just a great example of the way we all should be.